To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs.
From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items.
Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
In the heartland of our country, something magical is happening. At Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes, we know the power of community, of hands coming together to create wonders. These costumes are symbols of love, compassion, and inclusion. Your hands can craft dreams. Join us at Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes build events and be a part of something extraordinary.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Try to maybe make a third one.
This race still very undecided.
The bottom lane just doesn't have enough cars now. The rules have been reversed.
They're running out of time and they know it.
How about Noah Mikulski in the L3? He did his hand in this battle. The bottom surges to the inside, now pulls even with Hutton off the turn number 2.
900 horsepower at their feet.
Banks doesn't have a push. Hutton, can he do it off of turn 4? Right, giving him another push. They stack him to the outside, and the line checkered flag. Big surges to the bottom.
Very few places on the schedule have a full concrete surface, but here tonight in Delaware, that's the case. The Monster Mile in Dover is one of the toughest tracks on the schedule. But for week number 6 at Saturday Night Racing, live from the virtual Dover International Raceway, it's Saturday Night Racing League. I'm your host, Brownlee Cooper, alongside Connor Horn here tonight. And Connor, tonight's race presented by Clark Print Shop, a new sponsor on board here with the season, and I'm happy to announce them coming on board. I hope everybody here is excited. They'll be giving away $25 to the winner tonight.
$25, so this race is a bit of a bigger deal, and the good news for the rest of the field is that there's no Adam Cabot in the field tonight, so contrary to popular belief, we have other drivers who might be able to win this race tonight. Clark Print Shop jumping on. We can pronounce the name, and we are happy to have them on board as well.
Well, you're telling me there's a chance. No Cabot. We had the odds there, over 300. I think it was negative 300. I don't really know where those odds come from. But here tonight, we do have a special guest we're going to pull up here in the booth. That'll be the driver of the number 23 machine. That's Ray Massey up here in the booth with us. Ray, you got a copy?
I got a copy. How you doing?
We're doing well, and congrats recently coming on board here at SNR, and I know that you probably have a few things that you'd like to mention here. You've been involved with Clark Print Shop, Walking and Rolling Costumes. You got a lot going on, but tell us a little bit about Clark Print Shop.
Yeah, that's my brother-in-law's business in Virginia. He'll do any kind of mass printing you need, promotional products. He does business cards, wedding invitations, you name it. Bulk printing, he'll print it for you. Use iRacing for a 23% off discount on your first order.
And that has nothing to do with your card number, right?
Nothing at all. You got it.
Well, I appreciate your time, and you guys have been heavily involved with the league prior to this moment, so I'm happy that it was officially announced, and thank you guys very much.
Yeah, it's great when real life businesses get involved in our hobby. So it's awesome.
Well, outside of that, Ray, you're here at Dover, and I guess we'll get you a little pre-race. What's the understanding here? I know it's a tough track, but what's your opinion at Dover?
I love Dover. It's one of my favorites. You got to protect that right front tire. This is a slick track tonight, so we got to take care of it and be there on the long run.
Well, good luck out there, and I noticed you're starting up there in the top 5, so good luck and see what you got.
All right, thanks, Bradley. Y'all have a good broadcast.
You too. And here we go. Ray Massey's going to start in the 4th position, but that takes us to our grid now. And let's get you trackside and get some of that information. Starting on the pole here tonight with a 23.835, it's going to be Jacob Bradley in the number 60, alongside Alex Bell in the number 15. Row number 2 belongs to AJ Stravano with Ray Massey in 4th spot. Row number 3, Jeff Wright, Johnny Rapp. He's got some new names in here tonight. Connor and Chad Klinger is going to start in 7th position. Michael Sturgill in 8th. Rounding out that top 10 is Ryan Carlisle and Reggie Ortega.
That's the top 10. We got to make sure that 09 can get off the start. It's 2 races in a row. He hasn't been able to do that. Jonathan Cofield's going to start 11th as we are about to take the green flag. 12th place, Daniel Cunningham, which is a new name to me, in the 08. Caleb Weekly, the Bluey Camaro, 13th. Bryce Shoemaker, 14th. Then Bergeron, 15th. There's McWhorter, rough season for him so far, 16th. Case Licata is 17th. Max Costa's in 18th. And there's another 10 cars back here. Bob Petrika, Brandon Wallace rounding at the top 20, but we are about to take the green.
Yes, we are. Here we go. Green flag up in the air in the Monster Mile here tonight. Jacob Bradley into turn 1. The 60 car holds on to it. Alex Bell, everybody kind of single files out. We'll have to go all the way back here to the 7th position with Ryan Carlisle on the inside of the 52 of Johnny Rapp as they go into 3.
They're side by side. You kind of want to get single filed out early at Dover. You don't really want to be stuck in the second lane because if there's not a lot of grip up there, you're going to pancake the outside wall. The exits of these corners are kind of like ramps. If you're not paying attention, you're just going to shoot into the wall hard and your race is pretty much going to be done as Bradley's in the lead already.
Yeah, and you talked about that hump, that ramp essentially is what it feels like because it's such a transition. A lot of weight distribution or redistribution when you come out of those corners. He's lost a lot of positions being on that outside as we ride around here with Johnny Rapp. He's going to lose another one to the, I believe that was the 3 of Sturgill on the inside. Now the 58 of Cofield goes to the bottom.
Yeah, already back 4 positions, and it's about to be a 5th, so the outside not working so far. Joe McWhorter, meanwhile, is trying to make it work right behind this. He's too wide with Bryce Shoemaker, who is got a nice pedigree Camaro on the 43 as he got chopped there by the 73. Incredibly tight racing already because you don't really have a lot of lanes to work with here, as this is going to be a little more tough to make those passes. Probably have to get someone loose, get closer to the bumper. Try not to hit him because you bump someone at Dover, you're probably crashing with how high the speeds are. As we got a battle for the lead at the same time. Alex Bell's to the inside of Jacob Bradley up ahead.
So 6 laps in, that's where you start to feel that right front tire give out a little bit. You'll get tighter and tighter, and I heard a lot of complaints in the pre-race practice. Drivers say, man, this is tight very early compared to what they're used to. And while we're thinking about that, we can get your weather up there on track conditions, 123 degrees, so that's going to roast that right front off.
Yeah, this track, it's one of the tracks where you're almost always going to see at least one tire blowout, and there's really, we don't see that on many other tracks, like mile and a halfs. Other short tracks don't really see the tire wear that much, but the high speeds and the high banks really destroy the tires at Dover, so you're always on alert. to see who's going to blow a right front tire on the long run here. It's almost always a factor, especially when the temps are as high as they are. Running higher will accelerate that, but it'll also give you speed off the corner. Alex Bell, one of only 2 drivers this season to finish top 10 in all 5 races so far, but he's still looking for his first win of the season, and he's going to get the early lead on Bradley.
He diamond the corner coming out of turn 2, able to get a good run down the backstretch, completes the pass. Now a crossover here from Jacob, but not enough momentum. And how about that? Pass for the lead on lap number 9. Officially, Alex Bell the leader. AJ Sherrado, he's about half a second back from this battle. I think he would have trimmed a little more time had they battled longer. The points leader just behind him, that's Jeff Wright in the 48 machine.
And while Bell is one of 2 drivers to finish in the top 10 all 5 races, Jeff Wright's one of those drivers. He's the other driver who's finished top 10 in all the races, but he's also finished top 5 in all of the races, and he has 2 wins, giving him a 24-point lead over that 15, and then another 60 points between him in 3rd place. So he's obviously had another dominant season so far, as we're just about to complete lap number 10. 48. He's always been snake bitten at Dover for the most part. Remember back in Outsiders Racing League, he got beat late by AJ Sherrado in one of these races. Adam Cabot's always so dominant here, but different names at the top so far could give him a chance to win at the Monster Mile, but Alex Bell looks strong so far.
There's Bryce Shoemaker stuck on the outside again. And I found it, we didn't get to talk about the points there in the pre-race. I apologize for that. But Bryce Shoemaker is sitting 3rd in the points. And Connor, that kind of caught me off guard because we don't mention his name much, but he's been quietly having consistent runs as well.
That's been the key. That's why he's 3rd in points. Consistency. He has no finishes outside 14th place. His worst finish all season is 14th at Michigan and at Rockingham. But other than that, 10th at Homestead, then 11th at Daytona and Richmond. So a very consistent season. Only 2 races where he's had incident points, and one of them was Daytona, which I think everyone had incident point at Daytona. So nice, strong, consistent season so far. That's why he's up there in the points, which is important. Got to be in the top 12 if you want to race for that title.
He about got one more incident point. Caleb Weekly shot it to the outside. He's going to get up there now and complete this pass. Good work there by the 13. He took the opportunity.
Starting to see the high line kind of come together. Ooh, a little on the wall there for Max Cost, but that won't hurt the 63 too much. So we're starting to see drivers test that high line. I just can't imagine it's going to be great on the tires because you really don't want to be roasting the right front any more than you already are. And just being on the high line, having to turn it down out of the corner will really accelerate that, as now this is side by side for the 16th position. Lakatos and Bryce Shoemaker pretty tight off the corner, but the 50 gets around. Side by side behind as well. That's I didn't even talk about this. That is Alec Martinez on track in the number 18.
Yeah, it is.
Kyle Busch paint scheme. It's from his college start last season. He did not get a qualifying time down. He's up to 19th already though.
Start back at 24th in Dover, a really tough place to pass, especially if you get trapped on a line you're not comfortable racing with. We saw that with a couple different drivers already this race. One of those being the 52 of Johnny Rapp. He's since settled out, though, in the 11th position. After starting all the way up at 6th, I know he probably wanted this race to start out a little better than that.
I assume so, but when, early on the racetrack on new tires, that top line's not going to be very useful because everyone's using a lot of throttle on the short run through the corners, so the higher line's really not going to help you out. So that's why he's stuck back in 11th now, but like you said, settled down, maybe trying to get a rhythm here, as we got kind of a 5-car breakaway with Alex Bell leading. And Jacob Bradley, first start was at Michigan 2 weeks ago. He qualified 2nd, led some laps, but the theme of his first start was not good long-run pace. We're kind of seeing that again, not keeping the right front on it, starting to fall backwards as he fell off of the 15. Now he might lose 2nd to Stravato, but he's going to fight it, and Jeff Wright might have a shot at the 33 because of that.
Opened up the door there off of 4. Stravato got a little bit loose and lost the momentum. So Brownlee's going to hang on for one more lap. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, Connor, but we got new graphics here at V-Speed, a new overlay and a ticker across the top. All of you out there watching in chat, let us know what you think, what your opinion is. Adam Baker puts a ton of time into these graphics, and I personally like it. I think it adds a little more immersion, and you're able to see more of the racetrack. That's the main thing. We've cleaned it up, and I like it.
It looks pretty strong. We can see a lot more of the action on the left side of the screen if we need to. Hopefully no one's hopefully no one's in the outside wall on the left side of the screen. We don't want to see that as Bradley is fighting this hard. And I don't think Shervato's happy about how hard he's getting fought on lap 19. I've seen turn
running
full
on the
each
racetrack.
spot. Yeah, 60's in the wall. I think Stravado's about to get tired of this battle as Jeff Wright's trying to follow through on whoever gets by, but you get stuck in battles like this at Dover, it slows you down so much to the point where you're either going to lose this spot and have to get back in line, or you might cause a crash. But you got to hope you can at least make the spot and clear him. He tried. That's two laps in a row. He's tried to slide up in front of a 60. Jacob Bradley won't let him go. This is going to, Jeff Wright's, I think Jeff is going to just try to stay in line and hope they don't crash in front of him. He's given Stravado the opportunity to battle this 1v1.
But he's being very patient. Figure it out. That's what he's trying to do. He knows that Alex Bell loves what he sees in his mirror right now, because for every lap that's went on, he's pulled away about 1/10 of a second.
And he's going to get all of these laps led, which is important as well. You want to get as big of a gap as possible before the green flag pit stops. Can't imagine we're going to see drivers make it to lap 80 on the shortened fuel load. So really, you'd probably want to pit if you're evening your stints out, probably around somewhere in the 50 to 60 range is where we might see pit stops start to happen. So we'll see who's the first to bite. I would not be surprised if it's the 60 of how much he is holding up the 4 behind him. You can even add Chad Klinger in there, who's up the 6th after starting 7th. But that 60 is probably going to get the boot at some point, unless Stravado can get him cleanly. But that Jacob Bradley, he's stout on the top.
Back on board here with Jeff Wright. They're very close off the exit of 2. That's the best shot we can give you.
I'd back off a little more if I was him.
Nah, he's going to stick it in there in 3.
Stravado's almost got him. I think he will clear. So finally the 33's up to 2nd, and Bradley has nothing he could do but fall back even more. Now here comes Ray Massey, the Clark Print Shop Ford Mustang. He's looking on the 48 for the 3rd position, while Jeff Wright's probably going to try to get a run to get to the bottom of Bradley into 3. There he goes. Swoops down to the inside. Kind of one of the moves you can pull it over, get the run on the high side and swoop to the inside. But you got to hope you can clear him once you get out of the corner, or else you're going to be stuck down here losing time. And that's exactly what Bradley's doing. Lowe's teammates. Can't be doing that.
I mean, that almost looked like a Home Depot / Lowe's rivalry off that corner.
It's blue Lowe's versus white Lowe's right now.
Yeah. But I tell you, they put a lot of time into their paint schemes. It's obvious. The preference here, everybody fears that blue one. No one's got a real sight on what that black and white one can do yet. But he's done well in his first race. He's doing well in his second.
Well, so far, but how long can this last? It's going to let other drivers get into this battle. Almost seeing some right front damage on the 48 of Wright. Not sure if he hit the wall or not. I don't think that was from the 60. But a little ding on the fender, and you don't want any damage aero-wise at Dover because, A, it's obviously going to hurt your turn-in and make you a little bit slower, but also whenever you get any sort of fender damage, it just accelerates the tire wear, and this is not the track you want to accelerate your tire wear anymore, but still holding on in 4th, so it's not all bad, but he's fallen off the 60.
Checking back here, this around the 18th, 19th position. Max Koss trapped up on the outside. 27 laps into this race, he's got Noah Mikowski, a teammate, going by, and there's Chuck Sweeting. Haven't mentioned his name yet tonight, but he started back at 25th. A driver that is usually up here in the top 10. We'll have to wait and see if he can make it happen before the laps expire.
One of about 3 drivers in the field who did not put a time down. One of those is Alec Martinez. He started behind him on track in 25th. Alec Martinez is a little further up than the 75's gotten, so his progress has not been as fast as the 18s. He's about to get into the top 15 under Case Lakatos, the Midnight Energy Supra. Gets around him. I think the 50 gave him the spot, as he'll just shove him down into turn number 1, as you can see. Very, very fast, but probably needs a yellow. If we've had plenty of green flag races so far this season, knock on wood, but you just never know what could happen at Dover. You get a bunch of yellows, or it can go have green flag runs, but how far back those two started, they probably need at least 1 yellow to compete for a win.
And I believe the drivers talked about that pre-race as well. They were going to guarantee a caution-free race. Tough to do at Dover because once the right front wears out, you almost guarantee somebody's going to get into that outside wall. The guy behind him is not predicting it, runs into him. Now you've got a clog down the backstretch. It happens there all the time.
Happened, yeah. 2008 is one I remember. But even in the Gen 4 cars, where I think are harder to handle around Dover than Xfinity car, that race only had 3 yellows as well. As you go side by side, Bobby Patrica, Jerry Bergeron, swap of positions there. But so even last season in a much crazier car. We still had a pretty quick 160 lap race, 9 lead changes, and like I said, 3 yellows. So we'll see what the Xfinity car has in store right now. Whoa, Alex Bell,
Yeah, he
just
was.
got sideways off the corner. Lost
the
about a
handling's
tenth.
starting to go away, maybe.
I would say so, but I would expect it to get tight. Maybe that was a push loose scenario, but he was on the throttle sliding at a 4, and it is letting AJ Stravato reel him in.
Wash him off at 4 here again. A lot of lift here to keep this thing down to the bottom. A little more stable this time around.
Stravato was about just over 0.2 of a second faster than the 15 that time by, so even though he had to probably use some more tire than he wanted to get by Jacob Bradley, he still saved enough where he is probably the fastest driver on the track right now. But saying that, Jeff Wright and Chad Klinger were maybe 100th faster the previous time by.
Well, they still have to navigate around that 60 car, and he's shown that can be tough. So battle for the lead heats up a little bit here. We're within 1/10 of a second all over the back bumper of Alex Bell as they come out of turn 2. AJ Stravato setting up the run now.
And we'll see how hard Alex Bell wants to fight this battle because it seems like he's really starting to fall off a cliff here as well. Probably still 20-ish laps until the pit window opens, so we'll see how much he wants to keep this lead.
And for every lap that ticks by, drivers are starting to think about that strategy. We have limited tire sets. Fuel tank isn't full at any point in this race. You got to take all those into account.
You also got to take into account the fall off. We are about, Alex Bell's fastest time was a 23.9 in this race. He's almost, he is 2 seconds off that, running 26 flats, and that's for the entire field. So the more that fall off grows, the more possibility where maybe drivers might try even a 3-stop, which would be an extra stop from what you would probably be seeing as the standard stop here. We won't see 1-stops this time. We saw that drivers try that Richmond and at Rockingham, did not work, but that fall off gets more and more. If that gets even close to 3 seconds, we might see an extra stop. But that would have to come around now because lap 40, if you pit lap 40 and keep going in 40 lap stints, that would be 4 even stints. So we'll see what drivers want to try here.
Riding on board with Daniel Cunningham in the number 13th position in the 08. And that's the 52 of Johnny Rapp. He lost another position since we've last talked about him. And that threat here, they're all within 1/10 of each other before pit stops and maybe falling back to 13.
Good qualifying runs. We're pretty much single file through the entire field. This is one of the closest battles on the track as 08 closes in. Another close battle as Cunningham can't get inside of the 52 of Rapp yet. Obviously, the battle for the lead is close, but also 18th place, Noah Mikowski and Chuck Sweeting pretty tight. Austin Belkilo sideways off of turn number 2, but this is a 3-way battle for the 18th position where Mikowski, all 3 of these drivers have gained some spots since the start of this race.
And Sweeting starting back there around where Alec Martinez was, and Martinez has moved up through this field rather quickly. He's done very well. We're not getting any time in practice or a qualifying lap.
About the battle for the
10
lead.
spots.
Getting tight. Stravato was all over the bumper of Alex Bell and out of turn number 4, but not quite close enough. Oh, Bell hit the apron. Easy mistake to make here, and Stravato squeezed to the inside, but 15 chopped the nose there, and he almost made contact. The 15 keeps the spot.
They send it into 3 and 4, a little bit deeper than the 15 car, but that allows the drive off for Bell. He's going to hold on for another lap. 1 and 2 seems to be a little faster for the 33.
See if the 15 makes the same mistake. Not this time, but you can tell that right front's crying. He cannot hold the bottom of a track like the 33 does, and that gives the 33 clean air on the nose when he can pin the nose to the bottom of the racetrack a little bit better. So that's what's allowed him to really close in, is these two have not really gotten away as much from Jacob Bradley's battle as I thought they would. They're about a second ahead, but not pulling like I thought they would. And as a matter of fact, that 60 has pretty much been matching those top 2's times so far. But Chad Klinger, I think, is a little bit faster. He passed Jeff Wright for the 4th position. Now he's looking for 3rd.
Yeah, I just noticed that as we came back to him. The 09 had gotten around the 48 car. And we've talked about Jeff Wright's success at Bristol, and this track kind of similar in that aspect where it's paved with concrete. There's the battle for the lead, heating back up. Big
and Bell gave it to him. Alex Bell finally just decided, all right, he's faster, just let him go. So he lifts, gets in line. I think he really doesn't want to drop back to Jacob Bradley, as I think what he was probably thinking there. So he gives it 33 the race lead, as it will be an official pass this time by, because 15 still led.
The 09.
It might be too, because he's around the 60 just that easily. Oh, he's really loose.
Right to the outside now in 1 and 2. Almost has the nose. There he will. Jeff got loose coming out of 2.
And that's a dangerous pass on the high side, because if that driver on the inside gets a little bit too tight, you're getting into the wall with them. So it's incredibly risky to make that pass and make that decision, but Bradley's doing a good job pinning it to the bottom, even with a very worn right front tire. So I thought this would happen earlier, but they just weren't able to pass him. The 48 wasn't. And it took until it was 09 made the pass to where they all ganged up on him, and he will be back to 7th once Ryan Carwell makes this pass.
Well, thankfully for the 60 car, they're approaching green flag pit stops and into that window probably within the next 10 laps, I would say.
We have Casey Lakatos in, so he came in lap 44, so that's the first pit stop, because I assume it's scheduled. Bryce Shoemaker from 16th comes in, so a little bit earlier than, if you're stopping, a little earlier than anticipated, but trying to get track position, which is still important at Dover with how hard it is to pass, but you don't want to short pit too much because the fall off is heavy.
There's the other Shoemaker still on the racetrack, the 31 of Keith Shoemaker. He's in the 23rd position right now. AJ Stravato takes over the lead. About lap 43, I think, was the correct number on that. Yeah, that's a good guess.
Just about. It's pulling away from the 15, but that 09 is probably the fastest car on the track right now. Once he got the 3rd position, he has reeled in Alex Bell. He was about a 10th faster last time by. This time by, it's going to be a 10th and a half. So he's closing in on this lead battle.
Well, that makes sense, because tonight we've established that this is not the real Chad. If you heard his voice chat, this isn't him. This is the AI Chad. So he was able to get started here tonight without missing a gear. That was the first step in his programming that we made sure that didn't happen. Now he's battling for the 2nd position. They all follow each other into the wall.
All 3 of them, pretty much.
That, we're going to have to go back to the code on that one.
Bell, Klinger, and Jeff Wright. I don't think Wright actually hit it, but it got sideways because I think he was going to follow them in, and he had to get away from it. And obviously Stravato was at the front of that too. Big mistake to make, because he can't ding that right front up, as Klinger almost got put to the apron there by the 15. He keeps that 2nd spot, as we're going to see Case Lakatos and Bryce Shoemaker fly up here on their new set in a minute here. Look in the background. Even up ahead, Lakatos rocketing around these guys outside, really disrupting their battle. That's how much faster fresh rubber is here. And they're 2 down, so they at least need to get the 1 back, as Klinger almost put the bumper to the 15, chopped the nose of the 50.
And Chad's gonna have to predict, like, okay, now we let the 50 car go, and look at that distraction on Alex Bell. That allowed me to get to the inside. Well played, but not enough.
We'll see. Seems like these guys are really starting to struggle in the middle of the corner. Chad Klinger. Uh-oh, tough pit road. He missed it. And Jeff Wright missed it. He's in the barrels. We didn't even talk about it yet. It is such a difficult pit entry to make. And they both missed it, and Jeff Wright couldn't avoid the barrels, while Klinger did.
Jeff locked it up.
That was a big hit as well. As Ryan Carwile's in. Oh, he just missed the barrels live. He actually almost spun on pit entry. Chad Klinger makes it safely and slowly this time. Got to keep watching. That's shocking it wasn't a yellow, as that 48 has pretty big left front damage. Watch how close the 71 came here. Oh, man. That's not fun. Here come the leaders. Stravato, Alex Bell. Looks like they're in clean. Bell might have used the 33 as a break. And the 60 in as well.
One way to do it.
Yeah, might as well.
Back out here to the lead. Ray Massey takes over on lap 54. We have about 13 cars left to hit pit road here. And 23 car working his way down. He's not taking any chances. He's very cautious.
This guy's got to be close to blowing tires at this rate. He's in very cautiously, as we are still yet for the see Jeff Wright pit after missing once. He hasn't attempted it once again. So he's going to have to limp that car maybe as far as it can go, as Cofield, Michael Sturgill, they're both in. Reggie Ortega, we haven't talked about. He's assumed the lead, but he's coming in, and he's, oh, look out. He's going even slower. He hit the apron before the entry to turn number 3. Almost had contact. Daniel Cunningham came back onto the track after committing to the apron. These drivers almost, we need like an Atlanta pit lane where it starts in the entry to turn 3.
Caleb Weekly coming down as well as Daniel Cunningham. The 03 and Novakowski is in. 4 cars left on the racetrack. Alec Martinez stays out another lap, and he's going to get a lap led. Well, he's going to get 2 laps led as he comes around for the second one. Johnny Rapp, we saw him start towards the front, fell back to 13th. He's up to 2nd now, but for every lap that goes by, there's Jeff Wright, Brandon Wallace going side by side. 99 is going down pit road now.
I gotta say, at this point in the run, if this goes green, Alec Martinez is gonna get a lot of spots, because at this point in the run, he's much faster than what the leaders who already pit were doing. He's about like 4/10 faster at this point than what the leaders were doing 10 laps ago. So he is extremely fast, which comes to no surprise, but it is a hot pace. But he's still got a lot of work to do to get to the front.
For every lap that goes by, though, they're reeling him in 1.5 to 2 seconds. So you got to wonder, is he relying on a yellow here for the track position? Or, I mean, tires are one thing, but they kind of even out after you have to pass 10 cars, you know what I mean?
You would think so, but I can't imagine he's trying to make it 20 more laps on fuel, but we'll see how long he wants to run this one out for. We still have a number of cars who need to pit all the way back to actually, we only have about 4 cars. Martinez, Rapp, Jeff Wright, who has damage, and then Bobby Petrika. Everyone's a lap down who's pit, because he lose 2 laps pitting here. So Ryan Carwell would actually, currently he's the one cycling out to the lead, but AJ Chavato is not too far behind to grab that position back, as they both just passed Case Lacatus, who is one of the earliest pitters.
The 71 car will probably cycle this out. I would predict that Martinez, Rapp,
Martinez.
Petrika, there we go. That's what I was just about to mention. Lock it up. He's got it.
Probably the fastest entry we've seen while being clean about it, so we'll see how much ground he makes up because of that, although he stayed out long, as should give the lead over the Johnny Rapp as he leads his first lap of the night. And we're just waiting on him and Petrika at this point.
Jeff Wright had damage on the right front fender, we mentioned there, where he, I believe, got loose coming out of 4 and tagged along just briefly. But that hit to the inside wall definitely affected the aero on this machine. And not as much of a factor as we usually have like in a 1.5-mile racetrack, but it is a factor down these back straights.
Definitely, and I think it, like we said, is he looks like he's going to try to, no, I thought he was going slow enough to pit there, but as we talked about, when you hurt those fenders on the front tires, it really messes up the wear even more, as well as making you slower, as Jeff Stravato just got by Carwell for what should cycle out to be the lead, but you know, all that damage on the fenders is really going to cost him a lot of speed and tire wear.
And at this point, he's just praying for a yellow so he can come down and get some of that repaired. So easy to go multiple laps down here. You don't want a chance trying to get anything fixed. I think he's lucky that he didn't get damaged. And that new damage model, not as likely to pop an engine from overheating as it used to be.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't think we would see him overheat anyways, because a lot of damage isn't really on the fender. As you can see, he is really slow on the track as Chuck Sweeting just navigated around him. He is running 27 flats. He might even have a right front down. Look at how slow he's going.
Way up the racetrack here, trying to make it a single stop race. How far is he going to go?
Not going to work when you're that slow. I think he's definitely got a right front down. He's going 118 miles an hour into the corner, while the guys on fresh tires are 20 miles an hour faster than that in the corner. So this is this is a prayer, just hoping for the yellow to fly, and he's finally just going to pit. Can he make it? Don't miss it again. He's getting this time.
Sideways into the entrance, but he did get it down to speed.
He will definitely be like around 2 laps down, as finally AJ Travato will be the one to cycle out to the lead. Carwell second, Bell third, Klinger fourth, and Jacob Bradley's fifth.
A pretty big spread here after the pit stops of over about 4 seconds. Back to Jacob Bradley in the 60 machine for the top 5. You're watching the Saturday Night Racing League live from Dover. We're going to take a quick commercial break here. Get a word from our sponsors live here on V-Speed. We appreciate it. We'll be back right after this.
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs.
From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items.
Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
In the heartland of our country, something magical is happening. At Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes, we know the power of community, of hands coming together to create wonders. These costumes are symbols of love, compassion, and inclusion. Your hands can craft dreams. Join us at Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes build events and be a part of something extraordinary.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Try to maybe make a third one.
This race still very undecided.
The bottom lane just doesn't have enough cars now. The rules have been reversed.
They're running out of time and they know it.
How about Noah Mikowski in the 03? He did his but in this battle. The bottom surges to the inside, now pulls even with Hutton off the turn number 2.
900 horsepower at their feet.
Banks doesn't have a push. Hutton, can he do it off of turn 4? Right, giving him another push. They stack him to the outside. At the line, checkered flag, big surges to the bottom.
Back here live at Dover, Delaware. Clark Print Shop 160 has completed 74 laps, 74 miles here at the Monster Mile. That would make sense, wouldn't it, Connor?
Sure would.
But here tonight, we've had a lot of action, a lot of guys that you'd think would be doing a little bit better here tonight. They've fallen out of the top 10, and one of those drivers is the 48 of Jeff Wright. He had a tough break here trying to get on pit road.
Yeah, missed pit lane, so now he's tried staying out, hoping for a yellow. Pretty much blew the right front from what we could see with how slow he was going. Now back a lap down in 24th, and not the lucky dog. Jerry Bergeron, probably 8 seconds or so up the road from him, is the lucky dog currently. 21 drivers on the lead lap. They're all trying to chase AJ Stravato, who's taking the lead here, and taking a pretty big lead, as this is a pretty big battle between Shoemaker. They almost made contact, but...
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
I just moved to the leader, and then I was like, wow, those guys are crazy offensive four.
Jeff Wright's actually in the middle of that. This is a battle for 13th. That's Caleb Weekly at 14th. Bryce Shoemaker holding him up at 13th. As all I was talking about, Stravato's out to a 1.2 second lead over Ryan Carwile, who's settled out to the second position with a short pit. The Bell was on his bumper a lap ago, could not make the pass.
And how impressive has Carwile been? I know he had a rocky start to the season, but he's been top 5 a lot of these races. And to see him get the finish. Same thing with Ray Massey. Sometimes it's like they're up here in the top 10 all night and something happens to him.
And he has 2 top 5s this season, 3 top 10s. Actually did not start Richmond, so he's really only started 4 of the 5 races this season. His only bad finish was last week at Michigan after a crash. So just trying to be more consistent. He's had a good start to the season other than Michigan, as this battle's tight as well. Here comes Ray Massey getting by the 09. Chad Klinger looked like he had a long run pace at the end of the first run, but all of a sudden he's fallen off. Massey's up into the top 5. And they're both still chasing Jacob Bradley. Thought that 60 might fall off with how the tire wear was looking, but still looks pretty stout in 4th position.
Yeah, Klinger might just be conserving again to wait for that long run. We saw how fast he was. He almost got up to the leader there before pit stops. I'll have to wait and see. AJ Stravato, though, how about that? Having an outstanding day, 26 laps led, and he has a 1.3 second lead over the 71 car.
And I believe he has fresher tires. Lap 52 around there is when the 71 pit, and Stravato pit really only about maybe a lap later, so that's just how much of a difference 1 lap of undercutting made. Ryan Carwile was just outside the top 5, and he was in what would have cycled out to the lead for a couple laps there, and he settled in second. So great strategy call for him, and I'm sure other drivers will probably look to try that probably in the last set of pit stops we should have.
We got Lucas Lyons in the chat. I know it was probably a good 30 minutes ago when you did chat. I apologize for not seeing it, but he appreciates the top ticker. I like it. I think it's very clean. It looks good, and the information's there. We still have the other one if we need to. Right now, with 21 cars left on the lead lap, I think the spread here, we're keeping track of the information. Not as chaotic as what we had. I believe what? Iowa? Was it Iowa? We had 6 cars left on the lead lap.
Rockingham.
Rockingham. Yeah, it was like hard to figure out who was going to be where at the end of that thing.
Yeah, we had no clue. Jerry Bergeron just hit pit lane. Don't think this is scheduled, but we'll see if he gets back on track. He almost came up on track and took out Austin Belkey. Wondering if his tires were falling off. Wonder if the right front was going or something. Wouldn't be the first tire to go down.
Banksy, you missed your favorite track tonight?
Oh no, he's complaining about missing.
Yeah, maybe he means Dover. I'm not sure.
I think he does like Dover, but either way, not here tonight, so you won't get any points. But,
yeah, Banksy, QSR. Bell looking super strong tonight. I agree. They're all looking strong up here in the top 3.
There's a gaggle for 16th. They're 3 wide for that position out of turn number 4. Case Lakatos, he was one of the drivers who severely undercut, and it has not worked out that well for him. He was, he's the number 50. He's fallen back pretty big at this point. He pit probably 10 laps earlier than the leaders. He pit from 17th position. He has fallen behind that now, and he's battling for the 19th position now. So a severe undercut does not seem to be the way to go.
No, it really doesn't. He's lost a ton of time from that. The tire fall off is so quick. Seems to be within 10 laps you lose a second, and then it slows down. And then you work towards that 2-second fall off. And we saw the most severe fall off with Jeff Wright after the contact with the wall. It seemed like the right front tire was gone. He was running 27-second lap times. That's 3 seconds off. off the best lap, and currently we're running somewhere in the 25.5 range. with the leaders. 25.6 here as Travato comes by for another one, 25.7. It's severe fall off, and that's what a concrete surface does to these tires.
Especially when you have a very banked surface, a lot of banking and high speeds. That's the combination you need to have a high wear track at the expense of having a high speed track. So definitely got that going on here. It's like a cheese grater on tires. Just 2.5 seconds of fall off by the end for even the leaders. It's pretty tough to handle, especially when you get a fully green race where you don't have a chance to reset. You're always concerned about saving tires, not blowing a tire, having to get the pit lane. Got to be stressed about that because everyone's got to do it at least one more time. So got to be looking out for pit entry when the time comes as well. But this is a tough track. It's called the Monster for a reason.
The best drivers tonight. You know, Jeff Wright involved. 09 Klinger. Yeah, he missed it as well. We've seen everybody, with the exception of a couple drivers, slide into that stop. Go wrong quick.
And what that's done is spread out the field a little bit at least. AJ Travato, Ryan Carwile, they're actually running similar times right now, but it's still a 1.2 second gap of a 33. But they have pulled away from Alex Bell, who's about 2.4 seconds behind Carwile. He's slipping into the battle. He seemed faster than the 60 last run, but he has fallen back into what is not spread out, is the battle for third. It's going to be about a 5-car fight because you got Alex Bell, then you go all the way back to Jonathan Cofield, who's caught up to 0-9. He's in 7th. They're also side by side behind for 8th with Reggie Ortega and Joseph McWhorter. As at the same time, Ray Massey looks to the inside of Jacob Bradley. Lakatos is in, by the way. Early pit stop for him. See if he tries a 3-stop even.
It's looking that way if he's stopping this early again. Only 45. I think it was 44 the last time he came in.
Yes. Oh boy, 15 is getting sideways. I don't know what happened this run, but he has not kept the right front on it to lead laps like he did.
Full. His mirror is completely full. That's what it is.
That doesn't help either, for sure. This is going to allow the top two to pull away, and it's really going to be a 2-car race once we get the pit stops because they are stacked up for second. Bradley's going to go to the outside.
Mitigate the damage. 15 drops back in front of Ray Massey. Opens up the door here for the 09 and Klinger back to the bottom. Doesn't have the momentum, and Massey, big run on the outside of Bell.
Bell had to give him room at the last second. Got to be careful if you're Alex Bell to not put him in the wall.
This is not the turn to do it.
He's alongside that time, so Bell will be aware of that and lift out. Nothing else you can do but take your medicine at this point, just like Jacob Bradley did at the end of last run. Now Alex Bell's in that situation. Now here comes Chad Klinger and then Jonathan Cofield. And not too far behind this line of cars is Alec Martinez. There's a wall there too. Small tap, but Alec Martinez is not too far behind these guys, and he pit probably 10 laps after the leaders did, and he is almost into the battle for the top 5. So about 6.5 seconds behind after not qualifying. That is pretty fast, and he is 10ths faster than the leader. Probably still needs a yellow to compete for the win, but extremely fast.
Yeah, he's got a top 5 possibility here as he's starting to gain a little bit more time with each lap, and that tire advantage you talk about, 10 lap difference, that's going to help tremendously as he comes by about a second faster than Alex Bell that last time around.
Ray Massey up ahead of Martinez, just swooped to the inside of Jacob Bradley. So Bradley's run into third is going to be maybe short-lived, but he's got the run off the top to re-clear Ray Massey, and now Chad Klinger is going to look to the outside of him. This is one of the issues, like we've seen already. If you cannot make the pass on the bottom, if you get trapped down there, they will line up on your outside and get you. But you can also get crossed over like that when a move from Chad Klinger got to the inside.
Klinger starting to show that strength that he did in the long run last time. Unfortunately, missing pit road, putting back here into the 4th position, 5th spot. He actually came out of pit road about 8th position, chased these guys down. And it's just a catastrophe back here from 4th place back.
And they have lost probably a full second, maybe more, to AJ Travato, so those two are gone at this point. Gonna have to play strategy to fight for the win, as they are 2 by 2. As Alec Martinez has gotten in the middle of this, you can see on board, as Alex Bell lost all these positions. 09's loose. He's really loose. It almost hit the 18, but he saved it. My goodness. Oh,
Bell
That
gets
was
back to the
almost it.
inside. That was almost a caution.
This is as close as we're going to get. Here comes Martinez. Now he's going to look to the inside of Cofield. Much fresher tires, so this won't be too much of a battle. The 18 very, very fast, but Cofield not going to budge. He's going to fight him on the outside, get the run. Let's let Jacob Bradley get a little bit of breathing room. As we're on lap 100, we cannot be too far away from pit stops.
Right now, if you're Alec Martinez and you've extended this run out 10 laps further, I think you kind of stay with that strategy because you're looking at a top 3 if you do it again. He's just so much faster.
He is extremely, extremely fast.
And he was fast even after the long run. He was still somewhere in the high 25s at times, which we didn't see too much of that from a lot of drivers.
We'll just see. It depends how long he wants to run this these tires out this time, because if you run it out to around lap 60, which is pretty much what he did, he'll have only 40 laps on fresher tires. So see if he wants to change his strategy up a little bit, as gap for the lead is still about a second. Carwell's shaved a 10th off it, maybe a little faster than 33, but still no battle. But when you go Ryan Carwell to Jacob Bradley, it's about 4 seconds. So even if Martinez gets this position, he's still got a long way to go, as there's battles all over the track. Even for the 8th position, Alex Bell really falling off. Josh McWhorters to his outside in the back of the screen.
The battles haven't subsided from 3rd place back to 10th place. Reggie Ortega, looks like on the outside, that was Macadas on fresher tires. And
yeah, let's see what fresh tires do again. Oh, Bell actually got in his line accidentally. Those are teammates. As up ahead, Martinez almost squeezed Ray Massey into the wall, but he's going to get that position. Up the 4th. And here comes Cofield. Massey's really high. Maybe he has, I don't know if he got too high or he has a tire issue.
Massey, 49 laps. He's on the same stint pretty much. He's only 6 off of what Martinez has going. Remember, he was one of the drivers that led a lap and came around, stayed out longer. They are approaching that time.
Yeah, Massey probably pit, yeah, like you said, about 5, 6 laps before. So you think his tires would be better, but not looking too great right now. As now here goes the move for 3rd. Martinez, this is big because it gets him clean air on the nose, even with fresher tires. So now, when we come closer to pit stops, it's going to be pretty interesting to see Martinez what kind of ground he can make up on those top 2, as Stravato is really close. He's really lost some time getting through lap traffic. Ryan Carwell's reeled him in by a few tenths, really loose to the inside of Jonathan Smith, and looks like, yeah, I think he's coming to pit road. Here he comes. Looks like Ray Massey's in as well. And they're both in cleanly, which is important. Not everyone could say that tonight.
No. So this allows Ryan Carwell to take over the lead. He has to get on and off pit road faster than the 33 car, and here he comes now with the 72 in front of him. That's the other factor too, when you have drivers that maybe aren't getting a good entry and they're right in front of you, they can check you up.
And they have an earlier pit stall, so you hope they're doing the speed limit, because you can't go to the inside of them or else you will get chopped. So we'll have other drivers staying out. Alec Martinez leads by half a second now over Jonathan Cofield, who got by Jacob Bradley. There's still a dogfight in behind everyone else. Oh, here's Jacob Bradley. Oh, he's sliding. That's going to be a hit. Huge crash. Huge pit entry crash. He's destroyed that 60, the right side. Oh, you can see it is bent. He completely towed it out. Seen it all day. Just too fast, and that transition gets you loose. You don't have the grip to turn down, so bam. You can see in the live shot, you can see it going down pit road. And you can see it there, even the right rear completely broken and towed out. Not what you want. Field's in, Reggie Ortega's in. It'll almost end the 60s race because of how big that damage was.
Jacob Bradley's down and away. Max Cost got on the racetrack there, picking up another spot. Alec Martinez, how far do you think he stretches this run to? What lap are we looking at, 120?
Well, if he goes just as long again, yeah, 120, but I would think he wants to pit earlier just so he has more time to work with fresher rubber than the leader. So we'll see if he chooses to do that, as Jacob Bradley has not left his stall. I'm sure you can see him coming down pit road. It was bent, so he certainly has required repairs. You can look at the right. Look at the right. We're looking at coming off pit road. It's not even fully fixed. You look at the right rear, completely off. But that's not going to be fun to drive either. But he's coming back out. Got to be careful if you're around him. See how long he tries that. Yeah, wheel almost 90 degrees right. It's almost gonna look like he's drifting it like a dirt car.
It's like a Ron Hornaday car at Charlotte.
Yeah, or Sam Hornish, something like that.
Yeah, Sam Hornish, yeah.
Don't know how long that'll last on track, but he's gonna try to get any points he can after starting a few races late. Still waiting on, who are we waiting on? Martinez, Klinger, McWhorter, Bell, Sturgill, Chuck Sweeting. Sweeting's actually in, so not him. Mikowski's still out there. Looks like Daniel Cunningham's on pit lane, and then that's pretty much everyone.
How about this day? Joseph McWhorter up to third right now. He's kind of cycled through these pit stops similar to the long run that Alec Martinez has been putting on. And he's picked up a few positions. He'll project here probably around the 7th, 8th position after they all cycle through.
Yeah, he's in a similar position. He pit still probably like 7 laps before the 18 did, so not exactly the same tires, but he's been pretty fast. And like you said, he's gotten through the field with maybe slightly fresher rubber than the drivers ahead of him, who he passed before they all came to pit lane. So not a bad race so far. He needs something to go his way. He's one of those drivers we usually expect to be higher up in points, but he has really not had a great start. He's 10th in points. He has 3 top 10s, but 1 6th, 2 7ths, and then 30th at Daytona, 25th at Rockingham. And he's only led 38 laps, which is a little bit less than what I thought he would do so far this season.
Nancy says that car looked like the 2010 qualifying setups, how they had it staggered out.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That car was broken, and that toe link, or I guess it would be the solid rear end. The chain link.
Oh, Chad Klinger and AJ Stavato just crashed on the front straightaway. Oh,
and 89, the 15 of Bell.
Oh,
they're still
man.
wrecking.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a crash. The monster bit on lap 117. Doesn't look like Stavato has much damage. Watch the replay. We were still waiting on Chad Klinger to pit, I believe. Let's see what happened here. Ooh, that's awkward. Looks like the 09 was on. I don't know what the 09 could do there. And then Belke, guess nowhere he could go. Chuck Sweeting once again, bad luck for him. And then looked like maybe the 52 ran over the 1 and put him into the 15. And they all crashed together.
Yeah, he just got to the outside there. And then Belke had nowhere to go. Sweeting gets involved.
Talk about it. Nowhere to go when they wreck here, as this is going to be a huge break for the drivers who didn't pit, and specifically the drivers who didn't pit and weren't involved in this crash, like Alec Martinez. Joseph McWhorter going to be the second. Stavato did not pit. He's going to have to take the wave around is the issue, but I don't know. He's involved in the yellow. I'm not sure if he's going to be eligible, but either way, it's put him behind. I think his car is fine. Not too much damage, but with how fast Alec Martinez has been, Bradley, this has got to put him in the driver's seat for the victory all of a sudden.
It puts him in a good spot. He has a lot of talent behind him, though. There's Joseph McWhorter, Alex Bell coming down to get service. He has some damage, though. And he was one of those cars that had stayed out and just got caught up in it. He'll try to get some of that repaired. This also, back to, we haven't talked to him since the accident there on pit road, really, but the 48 car has an opportunity now if he wants to come down and get some of that damage repaired. Because we know that left front fender is pretty smashed in from that.
The best thing Yeah, I think the best thing for him is he very well might have been trying to see, because Alec Martinez was the leader. I think Jeff Wright, he had not pit, so I think he got himself cycled to the lead lap. So that is especially huge for his race. As like you said, he will definitely come in for repair. He's pitting now, so maybe he is taking a wave or maybe not taking it. So we'll see how it all shakes out once we go green, but definitely much needed repairs for a number of drivers.
And the 18's back down pit road a second time. Not entirely sure why. Maybe forgot to get a full service here.
Oh no.
I'm not sure.
Would only tires. He definitely got tires. Might not have fueled the car. So it doesn't look like he's getting another set of tires, because why would you?
Yeah, it's going to put him in a weird spot there. No Mikowski, McWhorter. How about that? Mikowski finds himself up here in the top 5 from the end of this race. This could be another one of those instances. We saw it here on V-Speed where Mikowski had a shot to win his first race on our broadcast. Could be in another scenario tonight where that's going to be possible.
Well, there could be, I mean, anything could happen at this point. This is really going to jumble up the running order. Not even quite sure who's leading. It might be Ray Massey. You still have to see. You got a lot of drivers taking a wave around right now. All the way, you got Cunningham.
I think it's going to cycle out to McWhorter. I think that's where it's going to go.
Yeah, okay, so we'll see. I think we might really only have 5. I think there might have only been like 5 drivers on the lead lap at that point.
Yeah.
Which is really what messes this all up. Number of drivers who are going to get back on the lead lap will have to take a wave. And the number of drivers who are going to be trapped 1 lap down, because you go 2 down pitting at Dover. So this would really hurt a lot of drivers' races as we see everyone taking the wave around. And it is just McWhorter in first, and Alex Bell was in the crash, but with how crazy that sequence was, he's going to cycle out to restarting second. Looks like this is all we have. We got Mikowski third. Looks like the 18's going to be fourth, as we're going to extend the yellow here just to get everyone cycled out, as it has been extended. Smith, Stravato, Cofield, Lakatis, then Ryan Carwile.
You know what they say about cautions?
They breed them?
Yep.
Do it Dover.
Yeah,
If there was ever a place where that was true, it's Dover.
Miles the Monster, once he gets a taste. When these cars,
in the water.
These cars all in different sequences too. You got some drivers that have brand new rubber that, you know, stayed out, and then the guys behind them that got caught up in that, they're gonna have that brand spanking new 4 tires.
Then you got cars that are pretty totaled, like the 15. You look from maybe Noah Mikowski's on board. The deck lid, from my point of view, is shaking on that 15. He got the rear smacked out so much. You can see some slight movement.
Yeah, it's still there. The camera's still on it. Let's see if the camera's still working on the back of that 15. It's good.
Well, hopefully the roof doesn't fly off the 15. Saw that earlier in an actual truck race.
Wow. And that today in Atlanta, that happened?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
41 truck. You know, all these teams try to do some weird stuff with the braces, the bolts on the windshield, and it was caving in so bad the roof flew off that truck.
Without a crash, it just flew off.
Yeah. Well, they said they hit debris, but they had not crashed in the race. Either way.
Of course they said they hit debris.
Either way, we're
going regulation. That car came apart. Yeah, there was debris. It was your car.
Yeah. We're going green here. We're going green, just noting it quickly. With 38 laps to go or so, we'll have 9 drivers on the lead lap. Stravato's 10th, but a lap down.
The base car pulls off for the second time today. We were cleaning green for 117 laps here in Dover, Delaware. Into the restart zone. Green flag is out. We're back underway. And a great start there for the 73. The car a little loose there. Wheel spin.
Patrica got squirrely. It was almost like an old style NASCAR single file start. Everyone was on the bottom, but maybe 4 cars. And now all of a sudden, race has really shifted. It's McWhorter versus Martinez, and Martinez is already on his bumper.
Alex Bell with that heavy damage. You see him back there, falling back to the 4th position. He's under fire as they come off the corner, and look like Noah Mikowski. That's actually pronounced Michalski. I've been informed.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to have to delete that from my brain. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. But Mahalski, it looks like Bell's really struggling with the damage. He's holding up a lot of cars, but he's pinching.
Oh, contact! Are they going to get through it?
Not quite. And up there, it's going to be a caution.
And there's the back end coming off that we were worried about.
And that gives AJ Stravado the lucky dog. He's just barely ahead of Casey Licatis for the lucky dog, so the 33 is going to be back in this race. I can't imagine that Bell was trying to chop to 0-3. There was so much damage on that 15.
He played heavy defense out of 2.
And when the rear of these cars are totaled, you have nothing. You are all on edge, and he didn't really give Noah Mahalski a lot of room. Tried to save it, and then one last punch there from the 0-3.
And no one let him know. On board here with the 0-3.
See here, he really had no room to do anything there. How hard the 15 was pinching him. Just another left tap to really get the rear bumper off the 15.
Yeah. Brings out our second caution, and much more mild compared to what we saw with the first incident that caused a lot of that damage to the 15. The 09 of Chad Klinger. He is 9 laps down, still trying to get that damage repaired. Jacob Bradley, who lost it on pit road, he's back out on the racetrack, 8 laps down. Bobby Patrico, we saw in that restart, have some problems. He's 5 laps down in 21st. But this will give the opportunity for AJ Stravado, who's led a lot of laps here tonight, back onto the lead lap. He'll be restarting in the 10th position. So good news for him. But it's Joseph McWhorter that will lead them into turn 1 as we set up here for another restart. Well, we're going to take another quick commercial break here on V-Speed. You're watching the Clark Print Shop 160 live from Dover, Delaware. The Saturday Night Racing League, never disappointing with another great race. We'll be back right after this.
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs.
From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items.
Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
In the heartland of our country, something magical is happening. At Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes, we know the power of community, of hands coming together to create wonders. These costumes are symbols of love, compassion, and inclusion. Your hands can craft dreams. Join us at Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes build events and be a part of something extraordinary.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Back here live, Clark Print Shop 160 at Dover. Alec Martinez and Joseph McWhorter on the front row. That 18 car has been stout. I'm interested to see, Connor, if he's got the goods to seal the deal tonight.
Gonna be tough for sure. I personally think once this 18 gets out in front, this is gonna be race over. AJ Travato probably needs another yellow to get back into this fight. He's a lucky dog, tail end of the lead lap, tail end of the longest line, but he is top 10 while tail end of the longest line. 10 drivers. He got 7 drivers a lap down, but it's probably gonna be between the 73 and 18. Carwell was quick. That 18 is so fast.
Let's find out. 73 is going to elect to start on the outside for the second time. Noah Mikowski back up here into the 4th position. Green flag is out. We're back live at Dover for the 3rd time today.
That was a heck of a jump by McWhorter. He got so far out there.
Remember that lucky dog position? You talked about how the 33 has to start at the tail end of the longest line, but he was 3 wide there as they came into 1. McWhorter pulls out about half a second there for a brief moment.
Oh, Roger Tega spun it, saved it, still saving it.
He's still trying to find it.
Oh man, that was close.
And all these positions he lost aren't technically positions here.
No, he didn't lose any. He's still 8th.
Yeah.
Alex Bell is the biggest loser. He lost time checking up.
Oh, car in the wall. That's a 23.
Ray Massey, no caution. No caution. Still green. He wrecked from 6th.
How was there no yellow?
What a shame. He's had such a good run going. So we've got to replay when we can, but the battle for the lead's hot. Martinez to the inside of McWhorter. This could be it. Gonna try clear up in front of him. Got him. Now he's clear. I don't know what else McWhorter can do here. That would be inside.
He's got Carwile and Sturgill back here as well.
Where'd Michael Sturgill come from?
Yeah, right?
Talked about him all night.
Came from 8th, apparently. He's been in and out of the top 10 a lot tonight.
But he has not been in this position until the wacky yellow. But he's in a shot position. He might be able to fight for a win here as McWhorter, he's trying the high line, trying to get back by that 18, but it is going to be a tough ask. He's getting the runs to get back to his bumper, but it's so hard to be able to get to the outside of someone because Martinez is just going to throttle up hard out of the corners to try to prevent that.
Looking on the back, 6th position, Noah Michalski coming down the front stretch. He's got a gaggle of cars that are a lap down behind him. There's Lakatos, the 13 of Weekly. He'll be the lucky dog if we have another yellow. He's just in front of Casey Lakatos here. He's fighting for that spot.
Trying his hardest to stay ahead in case they can't lose another one. McWhorter's on. He almost got the 18's right rear. Michalski almost spun. He is trying so hard to get the overlap on the right side because he could get that position back from Martinez, but so hard to make it work. He's much better out of 4 is what I'm seeing. Oh, Shoemaker
Car on the wall.
Shoemaker just pounded it.
Like a little bit of damage on that right front, not too bad.
Caleb Weekly blocked the heck out of Johnny Rapp into turn number 1. That's still the lucky dog position fight.
Yeah.
That was a huge block.
He's fighting. He's got him on the outside now as they come out of turn 2. Side by side, and Rapp's going to probably get the position here as they go into 3. He does.
Tense run with the lucky dog. Not much he can do. I think Rapp's got fresher tires.
The intensity of this race picked up tremendously after that first yellow.
Sure did. All over the place. These drivers are everywhere now as McWhorter is driving hard to try to get back by Martinez. Just cannot get back by him as they're battling hard behind him just to stay with him. Carwile's there. Here comes McWhorter. He's got a big run out of turn number 4. He's got pretty good overlap on the right side now.
That 18 car doesn't have the advantage that he had with those tires earlier in this race where he was, 7-8 laps difference on fresher rubber. Now he's even with the 73 car. They all come down pit road together, and now he's kind of in a weird spot where we saw him be fast, but we didn't know how he would stack up. He's doing fairly well playing defense.
And McWhorter really needed to be better through turn 2 the last time by. Martinez just seems like it's much easier to roll the center exit on the inside, but McWhorter back to the outside. I spoke too soon because the 73 got a great run out of turn number 2. These drivers are dogfighting coming to 20 to go, but he slipped too much there. You really need to pinch him off into the entrance of the corner, or else he's going to clear you right back like Martinez just did.
Into the wall there a little bit. Now right up on the back bumper of the 18.
He might have hit him a little bit. The first 6 cars are, first 7 cars are, actually no, I'm lying. That first 8 cars are lead lap, and then 9th place Alex Bell's off.
Well,
he's
actually he's still on there.
He's still there, but far off with damage. This might be the line McWhorter needs. Don't look now, AJ Stravado has caught this 5-car breakaway.
Where did he come from?
They got the run. Martinez shut the door on McWhorter. Look at the block by Shoemaker on Stravado. Not gonna work.
Oh, sideways!
Oh. They kept it straight. Holy cow, the intensity's picked up. That looked like 43 just came down the track into him. McWhorter keeps getting to the outside. He just can't completely get positioning. It's letting Martinez re-clear over and over again. Once these tires were out, oh, we got a spin. It's Johnny Rapp spinning. Oh, he just missed the barrels. I think the battle of a lucky dog went sour there.
That puts Daniel Cunningham at the point. 3 wide into 1. That's Cofield on the outside. He was trying to get that position.
He had a great day going. It's gone bad because of getting trapped a lap down.
Let's see what he thinks about that contact.
Probably doesn't like it.
And Shoemaker down pit road.
Probably hit the wall so hard, probably required repairs. As they'll put him off the lead lap. That'll leave us with only 8 cars on the lead lap. As looks like Martinez finally gotten away from Joseph McWhorter's grasp here, as McWhorter's still fighting hard to stay with him, but the 18 starting to show some muscle here.
Coming up on 15 to go as they cross the line. Alec Martinez, who's led 29 laps here tonight. 30 now as he crossed the line. 73 cars trying everything he can, just can't complete the pass. Martinez has done a great job playing defense with the line, and Ryan Carwile out on the tail. He's kind of had to 73 guessing where he can make the pass without opening up the door. Right up on the back bumper now as they exit 4.
You wonder how much faster Sturgill and Carwell might be compared to these two. They kind of just let them fight it out as Ortega gets to the next position. He gets to the 5th position over Stravado, but you gotta wonder if their tires are any better than the top 2 as he's gonna look to be inside, but Martinez will shut that door quick.
So 6-car breakaway here has been intense. And Connor, we kind of got relaxed here in the booth with all the green flag pit stops, the green flag laps. He's got putting on a show now with 10 or 15 to go. It's been fun to watch.
It is very fun to watch, and it might not be over it because we're starting to see Reggie Ortega climb through a little bit to get close to this battle. He's up to 4th. He's been running much faster than the leaders, might have slightly fresher tires. He could steal a win here if he has the tire advantage and if it lasts, but passing 3 cars in about 11 laps is going to be hard to do without ruining that rubber.
Up on the back bumper of the 71, who plays a little defense in the entrance. Maybe some contact, or he got loose there. He saw a little wiggle as they came over that transition. Now peeks to the inside for 3rd. Reggie Ortega to the bottom.
Ortega's got to make quick work of these guys. McWhorter's running that high line still, so it gives the 71 some dirty air, gives the 2 some clean air, but that high line, it will still let Carwell get the run off, so they'll be side by side. Those top 2 should pull away a little bit.
And a big run here off the corner for the 73 on Alec Martinez, but it might be too little too late. I don't know if he has the tires to get by the 18 car. He's done a great job playing defense.
He really needed to get him when he had overlap over him, so definitely doesn't look like he can get to the bumper anymore. Now we're single file. Ortega is also having the same issue with Carwell, just can't really make a move as the 73 shut the door on Carwell out of turn number 4.
Tap the wall there. The 73 of McWhorter just briefly off of 4. It's not going to help his cause to keep that momentum. But right now, if you're in the top 3, I think you're just playing defense for your position. Way up the racetrack for McWhorter this time, and that big door opens, but he's going to late apex. But look how much of a run Martinez gets. Stretches the lead out to 4/10 now.
It might take a yellow to knock off the 18. I think he's starting to get that long run speed that he's had all night. Just pulled away about almost not half a second, but almost 2 to 3/10. He pulled away from McWhorter, and Ortega's still stuck behind Carwell, trying that inside line because Carwell is not giving him the high line, which is smart. That's how you defend here.
Oh, into the wall now. That could have been both those cars. And you see, it looks like Sturgill in the background back there. He's still on the hunt.
Trying to stay with these two, but he seems to have fallen off a little bit. Ortega just cannot get the grip on the bottom that he needs to pass the 71. Lucky dog right now is Daniel Cunningham in 9th, so we're going to have, at this rate, 2 lap-down cars finish top 10. Jonathan Cofield's recovered to 10th, but
a little loose moment there for Carwile coming out of the 4. But again, it keeps that defensive line on the outside.
Ooh, they almost made contact there. I'm sure Ortega's upset. Now he knows how Alex Bell felt at Iowa, wherever we were. Richmond.
Yeah, it was Richmond. That lasted forever.
He's trying that diamond move we've seen a couple of times already, but just not getting enough of a run to really do anything. See if he tries the bumper here. He's got really close to the 71. He might hit him.
He touched him.
Lifted though, just a nudge.
5 laps to go. Alec Martinez with a phenomenal race here tonight. 40 laps led, coming up on 45. If we stay green, I think he's got this deal sealed. The battle for 3rd continues. Carwile and Ortega.
We're going to see Jeff Wright's top 5 and top 10 streak end at this rate. He's running 15th, but Alex Bell, even though he was in the first caution, he's still on the lead lap, far back, but on the lead lap in 8th, so that top 10 streak at this rate might continue.
Into the wall again for the 71.
That was a harder hit. Ortega might send it to try to slide up in front of him. He might slide into him. Drove him up the track a little bit, but Carwile still strong on the outside line to defend him.
It's battle for 3rd. It's hot.
Battle for 9th is behind them as they're going to come to 2 to go. Oh boy. Oh, they're all sliding all over the place.
That's for the lucky dog position. They're running out of time for that.
Only got 3 more corners. Can't be the yellow. Just for position at this point.
Looks like it's settled down here, but we'll have to wait and see. We come off the 4th turn for the white flag. Alec Martinez has it up in the air. He's got a 1.5 second lead as he takes the white flag. And the 18 car just has to get around the Monster Mile one more time. Alec Martinez, V-Speed's very own commentator on Tuesday nights. And guess what? He's victorious as he comes off of turn 4 for the final time. 18 car on the point from 24th position to victory lane. Alec Martinez is the winner. Saturday Night Racing.
At 115 laps of pretty smooth racing, and then the last 40 laps, Calamity struck. He looked to be the fastest car, just didn't have the track position, coming from 24th. Takes this win in the late stages, and what a race it was in those top 5 positions. McWhorter, Carwile, Ortega, Sturgill, the top 5, then Stravato, was it Mahalski? What's the
Mahalski, yeah.
Mahalski in 7th, and Alex Bell 8th, and that is all, once again, just like Rockingham, but in a different sense. They all got trapped a lap down in a different way tonight. Only 8 drivers on the lead lap.
And burning it down here on the front straightaway. The 18 LA Golf machine. Showing them how it's done on the concrete mile in Dover, Delaware. Post-race interviews with your top 3. We'll have them up here, and we'll go to Victory Lane with Alec Martinez after a quick commercial break. You're watching the Saturday Night Racing League live on V-Speed. More after this.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs.
From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items.
Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
In the heartland of our country, something magical is happening. At Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes, we know the power of community, of hands coming together to create wonders. These costumes are symbols of love, compassion, and inclusion. Your hands can craft dreams. Join us at Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes build events and be a part of something extraordinary.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Back live, Dover, Delaware, the Monster Mile claimed a few cars here tonight, but it was green flag in racing for 117 laps before our first yellow. The Saturday Night Racing League has concluded its 160 miles here tonight, and Alec Martinez was victorious. We bring the final results up on your screen. The top three, they had an up and down day, but Joseph McWhorter and Alec Martinez gaining a lot of positions to get this top three. And your leader in points did not have a good day, as we'll work our way through. Ryan Carwile getting a podium finish here tonight. He'll finish third. Reggie Ortega in the fourth spot. Michael Sturgill, as we asked earlier, where did he come from? He got up here into the top five, fifth position. AJ Stravato, who led a lot of laps, unfortunately falls out of the top three and back to sixth. Noah Mihalski in seventh position. Alex Bell in eighth. Daniel Cunningham ninth. And Jonathan Cofield, who was fighting for that lucky dog, he's going to finish 10th.
A lot of heartbreak outside the top 10 because a lot of these drivers had good runs going but got trapped because of that first caution coming out during green flag pit stops. Caleb Wheatley, Johnny Rapp, Brandon Wallace, not really three of those. Lakatos got caught after early pitting. Jeff Wright, it was his pit entry on the first round of pit stops into the barrels that cost him a good day. He finishes 15th. Jonathan Smith, 16th. Bryce Shoemaker, the late crash with AJ Stravato put himself in the wall 3 laps down. He finishes in 17th. Then Keith Shoemaker, a little quiet today, but up from 27th, gets to 18th. Max Costa, few wall taps throughout the race, finishes 19th. And Bobby Patrica, 5 laps down in 20th position.
Final 9 cars on the racetrack. You had Jacob Bradley, who was actually your pole sitter tonight. He hit the barrels as well and totaled the right side of that machine. He's going to finish 21st. Ray Massey, who started 4th, another tough break for him. He was involved in that first caution of the night. 23 car is going to finish 22nd. Chad Klinger, also involved with damage, 23rd. Melke involved, Sweeting involved, Bergeron, all these cars in that first caution. And then I believe that's Ryan Chambliss at the number 9. Kyle Peacock will finish 28th, and Christopher Shea will round out your field here tonight. As we work our way down to pit road, I'm going to stand alongside here your third place finisher of the night. That will be the number 71 of Ryan Carwile. And Ryan, I tell you what, man, it was a tough race all night long, but you found yourself up towards the front at the end. What did you need to get around that 73 and that 18?
I'm not sure because it was it's the way the setup is and the way Dover is. It's very hard to pass because they can pinch you down and you can't really do much about it. So, not sure.
of miles the monster claimed a few cars, you were able to skate on by and you got caught in the right sequence. You stayed out long enough that the rest of the field got caught a lap down. So take us back. We kind of got relaxed up here in the booth. Did you get into a rhythm and kind of get hypnotized with what was going on at lap 117?
Yeah, I actually was the lucky dog because I didn't I had already made my second pit stop. But yeah, I was right behind that mess. That was scary going through that. I'm a little bit. It's like you don't even know how you do it. Just like boom, you're through it.
It's reaction time. Practicing dodging all those wrecks here over the seasons, all the races we've had here on V Speed. I know you've gotten caught up in a couple of them, so I think that practice came into play tonight.
Yeah, for sure. It's last two races were very frustrating getting caught up in wrecks, but yeah, we made it through one this time.
There you go, podium finish here tonight for the 71 machine. And Ryan, I know that you got people that you'd like got supporting you out here and cheering you on. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, I'll shout out my parents because they're the ones who got me into racing. So they're why I do this hobby.
Well, there you go. That's reason enough to continue on with it, and hopefully we see more success here for the 71 machine, and we get to talk to you again post-race.
Thank you.
Third place finisher of the night, 71 of Ryan Carwile, and he'll join that list of drivers that have been up here in the booth this season 6 weeks in. We now have the 73 second place finisher. He's down there with Connor Horn.
I am with Joe Smegwarder. Joe Smegwarder ended up leading 14 laps, a lot of them because of strategy and also battling the 18 side by side. You're outside the top 5 for a lot of the race. Then that first yellow hit really jumbled things up. You're on the outside of the 18 for a long time trying get that right rear. What more did you need to actually get back around Alec Martinez?
Not letting him around me in the first place because I was focused too much out the windshield and not looking behind me like an idiot because I apparently just don't know how to lead races anymore. I don't know. I'm really disappointed with myself. I mean, like, I'm happy. Like, it was a really good points night, and I'm happy. You know, I found something on that high side. I worked it all night. I was starting to get myself further and further up the field. Was starting to work my way into the top 5. We're going to play a little bit of strategy to be on the offensive with fresh tires, and just, you know, we got lucky with that yellow, and I kind of just choked that one away. Like, I just never seen him build that run on the bottom, you know, those 2 corners previous, and then he was all of a sudden was up beside me, and I didn't even see it because I was just so focused out the windshield and just I don't know. Apparently, I forgot how to do this.
Yeah, I don't think he forgot about how to do this, but it's obviously a crazy situation to be in because a wreck happens, takes out front runners, only got 10 drivers lead lap, and boom, you're in the battle for the win. So it got pretty crazy there. Just couldn't keep the 18 behind you at times, but it seemed like you were pretty good, at least on that second run on tires. After the first set of pit stops, the second set of tires, you kind of started passing a lot of the drivers that were in front of you. You said you picked something up on the high side. Was that why you started charging through the field on that second run?
Yeah, I changed the brake bias and started doing that high entry and low X, and I was able to get really hard on the throttle, and it wasn't stepping out on me at all unless I was pushing it too hard. And was working that and was getting closer and closer and closer to that cluster that seemed to be like second to like 7th was all just on top of each other. You know, there was like Alex Bell and Chad Klinger and a handful of others that were all just in a big group that I was starting to catch during that before that last green flag pit stop, and you know, it was working really good. You know, I was really curious to see what would have happened if we went green and what I could have done with fresher tires. I would have been giving up a little bit because everybody was pitting at 100, 110, and I was going to go to 120. So I was kind of curious to see how that was going to go. Unfortunately, got the yellow. I think I probably finished where I would have, even if the strategy played out and we went green the whole way. But yeah, I mean, it's just a really good night. Like I said, I'm just frustrated in myself. Like, it's such a rookie mistake. Like, I don't know why I never looked in the mirror to see where he was. I just knew that I was clear and just, man, I don't know. I guess I just suck, apparently.
I don't know about second, but second place is always solid, even though circumstances maybe you think otherwise. But solid run, best finish of the season. I'm almost certain it has been.
Yeah,
Good run.
yeah.
Anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank Red Camel Racing. They've been an awesome partner of mine for the last couple of years. So go check them out at redcamelracing.com. They have they have fire retardant gear, both racing wise and workwear. Coveralls and overalls and stuff like that, and then all the racing apparel that they have. Um, harpoondesign.com. Brantley was spotting me tonight because Mark didn't make it, so big shout out to him and all they do, the beautiful schemes with me, Mark, and John. Big shout out to my teammates, John, Mark, Daryl, Brantley, and you guys for putting on the broadcast each and every week. You guys do an awesome job. Like we love having you. You guys have been absolutely amazing to have. The admins for putting on a lot of good work, and honestly, the league for going damn near the whole race with no cautions. So, um, just looking forward to going next week. I don't know where we are next week, but I'm looking forward to just getting back in behind the wheel and hopefully get us some more points and get further up and make sure that we're in the playoffs.
March 2nd will be Chicagoland, so we'll be in Chicagoland next week. Joseph McWhorter, first top 5 of the season. It's a runner-up to Alec Martinez. A good run regardless. Congratulations, Joseph, and good luck next week.
Thank you, sir. You guys have a good rest of your night.
You too. And move right along. McWhorter, second place to Alec Martinez. Alec ran through the entire field tonight, Bradley. You're in victory lane down there. He's got the virtual Miles to Monster trophy already presented to him, and you've got Alec with you.
I do have Alec down here, and Alec, I tell you what, we talked pre-race. You asked, oh boy, a little static there. We got some champagne in the microphone, I think. Alec, you talked to me pre-race. You came down. You were more worried about if we were going to have a co-commentator, and Connor has been consistent. So we got to establish that right now. He's been on time. He's always here. But your consistency tonight, it started out 24th position. You made it into this field without any practice, without any qualifying, and you drove your way up through this field. How difficult is that to do anywhere, but you did it at Dover?
Well, I tell you, I don't really know. I just showed up. I asked you if you need somebody to broadcast for you, and I was like, I'm here. And I was like, you know what? I haven't raced in a while. I want to go back and not race a super speedway. I want to come out here and do Dover. I love Dover. One of my favorite tracks we come to that NASCAR comes to on the schedule, and I felt like the long run pace that we had was pretty good. I think I was able to work my way up to third before that caution came out, and as the run went on, I felt like my car got better, and I felt like I was able to kind of move around a little bit and be able to just get through the field, pick my way through the field, and I felt like I was able to do that surprisingly well. That caution coming out saved me. I think we had the lead, but I had to go back and pit because just throwing it out there. My mom called me and she's like, "Love you, Mom, by the way." I was like, "Oh shoot!" She's bringing me food, and she called me. She's like, "Hey, I have the food. Are you doing something?" I was like, "Oh, I'm racing," but I'm like, "I'll be right back." And so I went downstairs. Great thing about sim racing. Went downstairs, grabbed my carne asada burrito. Started eating a little bit under caution. Then that last restart, man, it was fun. Racing there with Joseph. Appreciate him racing me clean there. It was fun to come out here. I don't think I was the winning car by any means, but anytime you come here and win, it's always fun, and happy I could do it here on a Saturday night. It was pretty fun.
Well, and you say that you weren't the winning car, but the strategy that you had, the games you were playing to try to get the edge on these guys with 10-lap older or fresher tires, I think situationally, had we stayed green, there was still a good chance you could have ended up in the top 2 to battle for this win.
Yeah, I think so. I think at the end of that run before the caution came out, I felt like I was a top 3 car for sure. Especially on the long run. I felt like maybe 5 seconds was going to be a lot to catch. I think it was, excuse me, AJ and Ryan, and I think Ryan had fell off of him a little bit, and I thought maybe it was possible I'd come down there and run him down, but I was just happy with how good I was running no matter what. So getting the win feels really good, but I was just happy to be a top 3 car. I was just happy to be a top 10 car. I wasn't really expecting to have this pace, but man, I'm pretty darn happy with the performance today, and might have to start racing a little bit more too. But man, really fun time, and just happy we can get a win here in the Saturday Night Racing League, and I think it's my first one in this league, and just awesome. And I got to give a shout out to Clark's Print Shop. They gave me, it was like they're sponsoring tonight, and I got like $25. So I'm pretty happy about that. So appreciate them.
Yeah, you can pay your mom back for the food.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that.
Well, Alec, it's the first time we've had you up in the V-Speed booth outside of doing the actual broadcast, and I'm excited to see the performance. We know you're fast.
Still
but
got
Alec, you still got it. Yeah, man. I tell you what, I doubt myself all the time sitting here in the booth, and you're like, man, the itch. You got to scratch it every now and then.
I had to scratch it tonight, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Well, excellent job, Alec. Is there anybody besides your mom that you'd like to shout out tonight?
Yeah, again, always loved working for V-Speed and Adam and you, Bradley, and everybody that does everything. And appreciate you guys putting this on. Obviously, Jeff Wright, Reggie Ortega, Brian Chambliss, Andrew Talganoff, Bryce Shoemaker for doing all that they do for this league. Always love tuning in on Saturday nights. Appreciate them having me race tonight. Appreciate and shout out to Ryan and Joseph there, and appreciate Joseph racing me clean. That was a really, really fun battle. Glad we were able to get the win here tonight. Again, shout out to my mom bringing me dinner. Thank you. And yeah, just appreciate everybody here for all they do. And again, shout out to Clark Print Shop for sponsoring the race here and giving that extra cash bonus. So appreciate that. And yeah, pretty fun. And maybe I'll get to come here and race one more out here in this season.
Well, Alec, well done. Always well done.
Hey.
Thank you for your time, buddy. And we'll get to see you there. We're starting back up there on them Tuesdays,
Yes, sir.
so we'll get to hear you again here in the V-Speed booth. We appreciate your time and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Bradley and Connor. Appreciate y'all.
Race winner tonight, Alec Martinez in the number 18. He led 45 laps and came from the 24th position to get the victory. Well, Connor, it was an exciting race. I know that I enjoyed it. So what's your opinion here as we wrap things up?
It was pretty crazy, honestly, for the last 40 laps. It really seemed like we were going to have another green flag race. We had, when the first pit stops hit, we had some drivers miss the entry. Jeff Wright, Chad Klinger, right into the barrels. And then the second round of stops, the 60 did the same thing, destroyed the rear suspension of that car. But besides a few pit road mishaps, it was looking rather clean in a green race. It was looking like AJ Travato might have been able to pull away. Then contact with Chad Klinger kind of dashed those dreams. We still don't know how maybe conversations between those two went, but it didn't seem like I think it was an accident, but I don't think there was very good feelings towards one another after that. Took out a number of drivers. What that really did, it completely jumbled the field where we only had a handful of cars on the lead lap, and we were seeing Alec Martinez rise through the field with a fast long run car, and we knew if we got one yellow, he was going to be a threat, and it fell for him at the right time, got him into the front row. Just McWhorter almost had a shot to take the win away, but Martinez was too fast short run. As it turned out, McWhorter could just never get back by him. So Miles the Monster always delivers a great race for us, an exciting race, and tonight was no exception.
Yeah, and as we have it here on the screen, we're going to put it up here. This is what happened to Ray Massey. The replay that we forgot to go back to. He got loose coming out of turn 2. Maybe a little contact. I don't think Bryce got into him. He was already loose. And then there's Bell to dodge it. But yeah, it was a hard hit there to end the day. But sponsored by Clark Print Shop, I thought it was worth going back and showing you guys what happened to the
seeing the wrecked car
tonight.
Is it worth seeing the wrecked car? I don't know about that.
No, it's not. I mean, to show it, it was.
Oh,
it was
another
worth going back to at least let you know.
Oh my God.
Ray Massey had kind of an off night here tonight. But outside of that, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's action here for the Saturday Night Racing League. I know I did, and I hope you did as well. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single race. Since the Saturday Night Racing League will go back live at 10 p.m. Eastern Time at Chicagoland Speedway. And also, tune in tomorrow. A new league premiering here on V-Speed. The Sunoco Cup Series will have its action coming to you all season long from February to November. But for everybody here at V-Speed, Adam Baker that does all he does in the background, the new graphics, and they're beautiful. Connor Horn joining me up here in the booth. Alec Martinez, who was in the booth as well here tonight. And our other two producers, Morgan Cook and Eddie Smith. This is Bradley Cooper telling you to have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time.
comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The ball gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club. Two to go. Is anybody to try to maybe make a third one?
This race still very undecided.
The bottom lane just doesn't have enough cars now. The rules have been reversed.
They're running out of time and they know it.
How about Noah Mikulski in the 03? He did his hand in this battle. The bottom surges to the inside. Now pulls even with Hutton off the turn number 2.
900 horsepower at their feet.